Where does face yoga fit into this entire concept of yoga as a way to achieve mental balance and peace?
Face yoga is basically an extension of that balance because if your face is not well groomed, if your face is not the way you want it to be, because beauty also lies in the eyes of the beholder, then you will feel underconfident.
You know, you have a good jawline, good face. You've never done any other treatments.
No, I haven't, and I can move everything. I get this question all the time. Face yoga is the massage, the exercise, the toning of the 57 plus muscles of your face.
Can you actually like avoid the cosmetic route and just work on your face with face yoga? I mean, clearly it's worked on you. So I mean, you're a good role model. But yeah, how effective is it for anti-age?
It is 100% effective. Fillers over time, all over the internet, the US doctors are talking about how it's creating a pillow face. You then go in for dissolving the fillers, and yet there's a lot of lymphatic stagnation. So it is slowly and steadily becoming the unhealthy way of doing things. So this is where the whistle blowing comes into being. This information will never come out.
Let's start with a sharper jawline. What would you do?
So for a sharper jawline, I would first release the stress of your masseter, which is the chewing muscle here. Now you take your thumb, you just find that muscle, that's a T junction where your cheekbone meets.
What about double chin?
Air kisses, which was a Shark Tank favorite.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
Is brilliant for a sharper jawline.
What about wrinkles on the neck or crow's feet under the eye?
So for wrinkles on the neck, we shouldn't massage upwards. Instead, you should take a lot of collagen cream or face oil and go in a side massage backwards like this. These are treatments that help regular girls like you and I, and maybe we don't want to spend lakhs and lakhs on injectables, and that's where a hand massage or a couple of hundreds and thousands here and there is helping people like us.
Hello and welcome to Buzz by the Bay, where we bring you experts in the field of health, wellness and spirituality. I'm Anushka Jagtiani, and on this episode we're going to discuss the increasingly popular practice of face yoga. More than ever before, people these days want that chiseled face, defined jawline and sharp nose. And whilst many opt for the cosmetic route with facelifts and fillers, there are those who want to achieve it without invasive and expensive treatments. So they exercise the muscles of their face the same way that one works out the body. On the show today, we have a very well-known face yoga teacher and entrepreneur, Vibhuti Arora, who will give us some tips to get that sculpted look naturally. Welcome on Buzz by the Bay, Vibhuti.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure to meet you. I've seen some of your face yoga videos on Instagram, and I want to get into all that. Firstly, you describe yourself as a face yogi.
Yes.
Many people would not even be familiar with that term. What's a face yogi?
So basically a face yogi is a yogi who focuses not just on the mental connection of the mind, body and breath, but goes beyond, because I feel everything that we look at or everyone who looks onto us is face first, right? So face yogi, achieving the balance with your face first.
Achieving the balance with your face first. Okay, that's interesting. Because yoga is ultimately boils down to mental equanimity, right? Removing all the disturbances of our mind, and we achieve that through asanas and pranayam and whole lot of other techniques that we are given. So where does face yoga fit into this entire concept of yoga as a way to achieve mental balance and peace?
So you rightly said yoga is balance, yoga is union of your body and your breath. Face yoga is basically an extension of that balance because if your face is not well groomed, if your face is not the way you want it to be, because beauty also lies in the eyes of the beholder, then you will feel underconfident, you will feel ill-balanced in multiple situations of life. So face yoga actually gives you the mental strength, the confidence, the voice that maybe yoga can only give after a few years. For me, with the whole concept of face yoga, it's the energy that you bring into the room. It's the vibe that you bring into the room. It's the calm that you bring into the room without the words that come out of your mouth.
Yes, face is, ultimately it's what you see first in a person, and people do judge people, whether we like it or not, people do judge people by their looks. Okay, that's the kind of world we live in. So you're saying face yoga kind of gives you that, can help give you that symmetry, can help you improve your face structure naturally, so that you get more confidence, so that added confidence makes you feel mentally better. So that's how it essentially fits.
That's correct. Also, face yoga is the massage, the exercise, the toning of the 57 plus muscles of your face, which further goes in and increases blood circulation, reduces lymphatic stagnation, reduces toxins of your body, and at the end of the day, to get 2 steps closer to spirituality, to get 2 steps closer to your goal. Even in yoga, we have kriyas, we have cleanses. When you start doing these face yoga practices, you are literally cleansing your face, you're cleansing your energy every morning.
Interesting. So you're saying it operates also a bit like kriyas, because a lot of the kriyas work to drain, toxins, drain your sinuses. And so face yoga also helps with that, and that brings you closer towards your spiritual goal. This is we're speaking from the spiritual angle. Yeah. But of course, I want to get deeper into, as you mentioned, the more than 57 muscles of the face. You see in the West a lot of face gyms. I don't know if in India also we have them, but there are actually specific face gyms.
We have that in Delhi. We call it the Face Yoga Wellness Center.
Okay.
It is funny that the West actually takes hold of our ancient traditions, Eastern wisdoms, slaps it with the right branding, and then sells it to us at 3 times the price. Face yoga is very much Indian. It is deep rooted in our Ayurvedic traditions, in our yogic traditions. The Rig Veda actually has 8 face yoga exercises mentioned in it.
Really?
My protocol is only an extension of those 8 to 280. So yes, while the concept of face gym is very popular internationally and is trending, it is unfortunate that in India we have to pay media, pay influencers. Caveat, this is not paid at all.
This is not paid. Caveat, yeah, absolutely. Nobody on this show.
Yes, so thank you so
paid.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But we have to fight for what is rightly ours, whereas this is gold lying in our backyard. So why are we waiting for validation? Why are we waiting for, international companies to come in and tell us what yoga is or what face gymming is, when it's already there? We don't need them to write our story. We want to talk about our story. We want to scream about our story. We have one in Delhi. We are opening one in Mumbai. We have 2 franchises opening in Jaipur and Nagpur. So hopefully we'll be the face yoga first company to do so.
So this is your company, House of Beauty, which you set up. Yeah. So that has a center in Delhi.
Correct.
Okay, and now you're opening in Mumbai and then Nagpur, and so you're really expanding.
Yes.
So you are, you're an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur. And
thank you. I think, it takes women like us, you and I, who are well educated, who are well read, who understand the system, who understand the legal system, who understand what is needed to get the copyrights, to get the claims, to get the IPs, and then structure all of this, present it in a manner that it can go and gain global recognition.
And like you said, what the West has done is essentially taken yoga and a lot of ancient practices, ancient Indian practices, repackaged them, given them back to us at a high price. Yeah. So you're kind of reclaiming what is already ours. And I think that's wonderful. So essentially face yoga is the same thing as a face gym.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. It's just the branding is different.
So it works. So you get a special certification in just face yoga.
So I also have an institute. where we actually train and certify face yoga teachers. So you don't need to be a yoga practitioner. If you are, it only adds value. And today we have over almost 900 plus teachers globally certified with us.
Well done. That's amazing. And this started with your story. I've read you had an autoimmune problem.
Yeah.
So if you can tell us a little bit about this journey of yours, how you embarked on it.
I think that is why I am so passionate about it. And I think that is why the relentless hours of hard work, which doesn't seem like, because when I moved from Dubai to Delhi, I was hit by an autoimmune, my first year of marriage, called lupus. Lupus but it starts as with a butterfly-like rash, atopic dermatitis all over, joint pain, and then it goes on to organ damage as well. My last relapse was in Feb, and I make it a point to put pictures out there so that people can relate. When you look all glamorous on screen, they should see the struggles and the reality behind as well. I went to a lot of doctors. Unfortunately, traditional medicine is a band-aid approach. They can only give you topical steroids or steroids to actually, immunosuppressant pills to actually suppress this. With yoga, with Ayurveda, you can actually go and find the root cause. While there is no solution or there is no cure or treatment to autoimmune today, hopefully, we will delve in, and as science and technology advances, one day we will have a solution for it. But with this whole practice of face yoga, Ayurveda, yoga, what I did learn is that when you learn to control the triggers, and all of the triggers start at the gut, once you learn what is causing this inflammation, what food items do not suit me, what is the ability of my body to actually overcome disease, your relapses will now happen either once a year or once every 2 years, which for an autoimmune condition individual is brilliant. Because when you have a monthly attack and now you have an attack once a year, once every 2 years, it is very manageable. And that is where I became very passionate about the whole face yoga practice. I delved deeper, found, went back to Ministry of Ayush, did my yoga. I'm an MBA by education, but I went back and did my whole 5 years of yoga, became a teacher evaluator myself. One more exam, I'll become an acharya.
Wow.
I don't look it, but I'll get them.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
When I delved deeper, because I was reading labels, I also understood what are silicones, what are parabens, what is sulfates, SLS, how does it actually, how are they endocrine disruptors, how do they damage our liver, what is happening inside our body. And then the whole House of Beauty skincare line was born, because now it became personal.
Yeah, very interesting. And with your face yoga, you kind of helped yourself go into remission.
Yeah.
And obviously the face gets bloated and affected with lupus.
Yeah. So you get atopic dermatitis, which is a butterfly-like rash. It can happen anywhere on your body. The skin starts to crack. It becomes very, very sensitive after the first 4-5 days of the attack. There are seizures that come in, and there's blood that comes out of it. And then the whole healing cycle starts. So another 10 days before your skin becomes perfect and it looks as if nothing happened, and that's the relapse that keeps happening, apart from joint pain, muscle pain,
yeah, of course,
which are intrinsic and people can't see, but this everybody can see, and everybody can ask, hey, are you okay? It was so bad that I could not even go to office. I mean, I would, but how much can you cover with makeup? Your lip is bleeding, your skin is bleeding, and the staff is not saying anything, but they can look, you feel underconfident.
So you use allopathic topical steroids because you need that, right, for acute conditions, and you need that for SOS. But then you're saying that you healed yourself largely, and you look great. You have a very symmetrical face. I don't know if that's through face yoga, you're just blessed with that, or but so you achieved all that through natural remedies and face yoga.
That's correct.
So I mean, I'm sorry, but I have to ask, but you have a, you have a good jawline, good face. You've never done any other treatments.
No, I haven't, and I can move everything. I get this question all the time.
Yeah.
But before I delve into that, I'd like to say that yes, SOS, I still use my steroid ointment.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of promoting or talking natural is not to get anybody out of their medical treatment. While that is also important, as you rightly put it, it's an SOS approach.
Yeah.
You should and would not get dependent on it when you are doing holistic practices such as face yoga, and not having the pill for the next 30 years of your life is what I'm trying to add as a value add. When the relapse happens once a year, you will have to use that topical ointment, but you don't need to ingest it now. So that's the difference, and that's the grey part which I'd like to put into black and white.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, yes, I haven't done any cosmetic treatments, and no, I did not
Fillers,
always.
none of that. No, you're not into
I'm too
that.
scared as well, to be honest.
Yes, because obviously you don't want to aggravate the lupus.
Correct.
Right?
And I think now with all that I speak about, not that I need to, I'm very confident in the way I look, but even if I want to experiment, I don't think any dermat will, accept me and without talking about it, because I talk so much.
Have you antagonized a lot of dermats?
When I talk about retinol, yeah, because when I talk about retinol and when I talk real stuff, shit gets real. So nobody likes people who actually go and whistleblow.
Whistleblower, right? You are the whistleblower of cosmetic treatments, my God. Because I've had people on the show talk about a gamut of things, right? We get allopathic doctors, we get traditional medicine across the range. So, it's interesting to hear both points of view.
Absolutely. To each their own, right? At the end of the day, I'm not here for to push my side. But I am just putting the information out there.
So I want to come to you about retinol and all, because I've read some of your reviews on retinol, and I know that's a sensitive topic. I will get to that. But before that, I want to speak about the technique of face yoga and how it works, and which muscles you need to exercise, how effective it is in anti-aging. Can you actually avoid the cosmetic route and just work on your face with face yoga? I mean, clearly it's worked on you, so I mean, you're a good role model. But yeah, how effective is it for anti-aging?
It is 100% effective. In fact, yesterday I was at a FICCI event in Jaipur, and an IAS officer, above 55, I would assume, came to me and told me, Vibhuti, I've had Botox twice and my lines were not reduced. I'm doing your face yoga for 20 days and I can already see a difference. So that's real life testimony for you. But if I have to explain the science of it, there are 57 muscles of your face, and at the end of the day, after 25, you lose 5% collagen every year. While you're losing 5% collagen, the muscle is also sagging or depleting. Now, we also have multiple other health conditions, and let's not even go to the amount of sugar we consume on a daily basis, which causes us to age, or stress, amongst other factors. Now, when there is muscle loss and collagen loss happening, the skin on top is actually wrinkling up. With face yoga, when you are working, you're holding an asana, which is strengthening, you're doing massage, which is blood circulation, you're doing drainage for lymphatic drainage, which is toxin reduction. This saggy muscle is going to tighten and plump. When the muscle plumps, the skin stretches. When the skin stretches, the appearance of these lines, it's like an inflated and deflated balloon, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I cannot replenish your collagen levels overnight, but in these 20 days of doing, or 21 days of doing face yoga, the muscle starts to regain the lost shape, the skin starts to stretch back, and that's where we take the claim and say that in 21 days, you will see a reduction in your fine lines.
So through face yoga, you help increase the collagen production
as well. Eventually.
So just, to explain to people, collagen is a protein that gives your face structure, right?
Collagen is it's a connective tissue. It's a combination of protein and good fat, which actually is on top of the muscle. The muscle is all protein. And this connective tissue, which is in between the skin and your muscle is giving you the structure, as you rightly said. It's giving you the youthfulness, it's giving you that non-textured skin appearance, because if the skin falls flat onto the muscle, then that's where the fine lines and the wrinkles show up. You need that fat for lubrication, you need that fat for glow. And you know, when we diet, collagen aging starts to happen 5 times faster. So
Yeah, okay. When you diet.
when you diet.
So when you deprive yourself of certain foods, you know, the collagen depletion happens faster.
Yeah.
What about creams that have hyaluronic acid, which also is essential to, you know, for anti-aging, and or collagen creams?
So I am big on modern skincare as well.
Okay.
Just because I practice yoga, face yoga, does not mean that I do not promote skin tech, beauty tech, which is non-invasive, which is natural, which is positive in the market. So there's the negative side of things and the positive side of things. Hyaluronic acid is brilliant. 1 mg of hyaluronic acid actually can absorb 60 liters of water into your skin if used correctly. You have to use it on damp skin. Collagen creams today, the olden collagen creams which were available were definitely a little bit of marketing, because the collagen's molecule size was very large and it couldn't penetrate into your skin. But today with peptides, ceramides, hydrolyzed collagen, the molecule size is so small, it's called nanotech, that it does penetrate in a serum form or a cream form. It does penetrate to the 4th or the 5th layer of your skin. Yes, it may not penetrate to the 7th layer, which is fine. At least it's not just topical onto your epidermis. So if it's penetrating to your 4th or 5th layer, you are going to start seeing results. And that's where peptide based collagen creams, hyaluronic collagen creams are brilliant. Again, a good collagen cream infused with hyaluronic acid and vitamin C is the best, because then you don't need 10-step routines. It's that one cream or one serum and you have a 360-degree or a rainbow of food items going into your skin.
Okay, and that combined with, of course, face yoga exercises is what you would recommend. So when you have all this, you're saying that maybe you don't have to go in for fillers, because essentially what fillers do is inject hyaluronic acid, or then there's a lot of treatments like high intensity laser treatments, ultrasound laser, HIFU and all that, which work on you. They're not invasive, but they work on you to increase the collagen production, which happens, they say, over time. Expensive treatments also, very expensive treatments. Fillers are also expensive.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, it's personal choice to start with, and face yoga is affordable. It can be done at home. It's natural, non-invasive, healthy. You have to choose whether you're looking for a short-term benefit or a long-term benefit. And by the way, Botox and fillers also have their own set of issues and side effects. Fillers over time, all over the internet, the US doctors are talking about how it's creating a pillow face. You then go in for dissolving the fillers, and yet there's a lot of lymphatic stagnation. So it is slowly and steadily becoming the unhealthy way of doing things. If you just look at Kendall Jenner or Kylie Jenner, I mean, you know, they're 28, 29 and they've got so much of puffiness and malar bags, which can so easily be treated with face yoga. So the choice is yours. Coming to HIFU, in fact, you know, HIFU and ULT therapy done once is okay. Second time, okay, acceptable. The third time, there is a study, and there is this doctor I follow in LA. He has claimed that it actually scars the tissue.
Really?
It does, and it is going to progressively accelerate aging, and it has been. Now, while I don't have that part of the study, and I'm just going by what he has analyzed and claimed, what I can tell you, and I have testimonies of women who walked into my Delhi center and we are treating every second day. Post HIFU, she's got a facial stroke, her face has gotten paralyzed, and in a matter of 6 months we've helped her recover, and now we are working on her facial asymmetry. So this is where the whistleblowing comes into being. This information will never come out. Nobody, and you know, if you and I go through it, let's be honest, we will not have the confidence to go out and say, yes, I did HIFU and now half of my face is paralyzed. I have a lot of respect for this woman.
So she did HIFU how many times?
She did HIFU 2 times.
So I really want to see a few exercises from you, but before that, couple of things before that. Retinol. I know that you don't favor retinol as a product. If you could just briefly explain what is retinol and why you're against it.
So, retinol should be used as a medicinal ointment and should be only prescribed by a doctor. Last couple of years, what has happened is everybody's gone and started talking about, oh, this retinol cream, that retinol mask, this retinol oil in the market. There are people who also started doing face yoga with retinol based oils. And because now it is being sold as skincare and not a prescribed medicine, people don't understand the pros and the cons of it. Prolonged use of retinol has a lot of side effects, birth side effects being one of them. That's why you...
What side effect?
Birth
side effects.
Yeah, that's why you cannot use it if you are pregnant. Retinol can cause skin sensitivity. If you don't use it with sunscreen the next morning after, then your chances of skin cancer also increase. And so many other side effects like atopic dermatitis, dryness, hypersensitivity, inflammation, increase in hyperpigmentation in dark skin individuals, all of India to start with. So be very careful when you're using retinol. Maybe only use it under the guidance of your dermatologist. When you are using retinol, also, as individuals, if something works for us, we forget to go back to the doctor and then we just continue using it for life. Yeah, thinking it is skincare, but it isn't. So again, go back to your doctor, take the prescription. When she tells you to stop, stop. Retinol is not skincare. There are other ingredients such as rosehip, which is natural retinol, bakuchi oil, which is very affordable. Multiple brands and skincare creams have it. And then of course my favorite, the patented Cosmos France Revenage, which is natural retinol, gives you the same effects, can be used morning and evening, can be used when you are pregnant. So try all of this. It's at the same cost that you're investing in your retinol cream. If all of this has not worked, if face yoga has not worked, then go to your extreme use of retinol.
So retinol helps with wrinkles essentially, right?
Retinol helps with the wrinkles mildly, but primarily retinol was actually prescribed for acute acne, cystic acne, or extreme hyperpigmentation.
Extreme hyperpigmentation. Okay, so you're not a fan of retinol, you're suggesting all these alternatives. I've seen that you've been on Shark Tank and you spoke about all these things. I think in 2024 you were on Shark Tank pitching House of Beauty and your face yoga as a brand.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, how was that experience?
Bittersweet, I'd say.
Bittersweet.
As I said, people think that, a lot of things would come easy to her, but it's the opposite. It's very, very difficult and in very many situations. But we had real women supporting us. We had the army of teachers who actually, because of the work we'd already put in the brand, for so many back years, that people came out, spoke about it, supported us. So if you go onto my Shark Tank video and look at all of the comments, thankfully they're all positive. But at that point in time, it was very traumatic. I don't know what's going to come out. So yes, I definitely feel the sharks can be kinder, and just because there's another skincare brand pitching, doesn't mean
the competitive angle, right?
We were pitching the face gym, face yoga studio idea, and that's where we went on Shark Tank. And luckily, after we signed 3 franchises, so. The sharks didn't understand, but the end customer understood our bigger vision, and then that's what matters at the end.
That's what matters, and things happen for the best, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
So let's get down to some actual face yoga exercises. And I want to, if you could even talk about some of the tools you use. I know that you have a few tools as well. Let's start with a sharper jawline. What would you do?
So for a sharper jawline, I would first release the stress of your masseter, which is the chewing muscle here. Now you take your thumb, you just find that muscle, it's a T junction where your cheekbone meets, and then you move your jaw up and down. 20 times, and then you do semicircles with the jaw like this. So like now here you could use a gua sha, you could use a 3D massager for sharper jaw toning because it's easier, you don't need oil when you're using something like this. With this you do need oil. And whether it is yoga, whether it is working out, whether you're doing makeup, you know, you do need certain accessories or tools to amplify the result. So when you're doing this with hands, you do 20 counts, 40 counts, 60 counts. When you end up using tools, you only need to do about 6 to 8 counts and the same work gets done. The choice is yours.
Okay, how would you deal with under eye puffiness and dark circles?
For dark circles, I would definitely ask you to check your iron levels to start
Okay.
with and increase iron-rich food items in your diet. Puffiness is lymphatic stagnation, and I love the fact that today a lot of actresses are talking about lymphatic drainage. So you start by depuffing your ear. If you just just pump your ear because the lymph nodes are at the side of your face. Do this about 6 to 8 times in the morning every day.
Okay.
Then you tap your eyes. Now there's a structural tapping from the inside down because this is your maximum puffiness storage point
Okay.
and this is your maximum puffiness storage point.
Okay.
Once you've done structural tapping, you do a swipe, lift, drain. Now to this same point, this is called my acupressure trigger exercise. You press this point and then you look from left to right 20 times. Take that lymphatic fluid and then again go from the side of your ear down. Tap your clavicle about 5 to 6 times. 10 underarm taps both sides. Include dry brushing pre-shower and you will get a depuffed face.
Amazing. Wow. Okay, what about double chin?
So for double chin, one of the best exercises is the swan neck, where you look at a 60-degree angle. You take your lower lip and then you place it onto your upper lip like this. And you hold. You'll feel that stretch all across your jaw and jowl and the center of your neck. Air kisses, which was a Shark Tank favorite,
Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
is brilliant for a sharper jawline. You could do the double chin punch, which is making a yogic fist and then placing your fist under your and then placing your fist under your jaw and moving your jawline up and down.
Okay.
Which will open up all of the muscle stress. You must have heard some cracking around your ear as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. This really helps in double chin reduction.
Wow. And to increase collagen, is that also tapping and
So for collagen, I prefer the pinching technique.
Okay.
Because this initiates the auto-healing response of your body. I love the lioness pose, the Simhasana pose.
Simhasana? Yeah.
Brilliant for parasympathetic nervous system correction, for balance and collagen boosting. You could also do oil pulling and water squishing first thing in the morning. All of these help in collagen boosting.
Okay, so you integrate traditional Hatha Yoga asanas, like you talked about the Simhasana,
Yeah.
the lion pose where you actually roar. It also helps clear your voice.
Correct.
So you incorporate all this.
Yes.
And even pranayam.
Yes, so my House of Beauty protocol is a structured protocol. It
Okay.
starts with my signature 1-minute Vibhuti massage, which is to be done every day in the morning. And it's a face lifting massage. And if you have puffiness, you could do the 1-minute L transfer drain. Then comes in the correction, which is 3 times a week, where you do any of these double chin punch, the masseter correction, jaw circle, swan neck exercises. And you must do the cool down breath or the pranayam, because face yoga is releasing issues in your tissues, as I like to call it, the muscle stress, the tension, the lowering your cortisol. Now, when you add pranayam and breath work, you're increasing oxygenation not just of your muscles but your mind as well.
Yeah.
And in case you did any wrong movement, the muscle will not go into a twitch or a spasm, because now the breath is correcting it and creating balance, yoga. So I have multiple cool downs. One of my favorite cool downs is the V universe. Now this is a variation or the protocol that I have built where you look up, you inhale and pout to the universe and your back goes into a cat and camel posture. Then you come down, you hunch and you exhale through your nose. So this becomes a cool down protocol. Or my muscle relaxer, which is a version of the Kapalbhati. But here, instead of forceful exhalations through your nose, you do forceful exhalations through your mouth, targeting your smile lines, especially when we have a lower face workout. And in case we do structure the upper face for your, 11 lines or your brow lines, you go. So now you increase the oxygenation, your entire torso is engaged, and it's active exhalation, passive inhalation, lung expansion. So that's how we incorporate.
What about wrinkles on the neck or, crow's feet under the eye?
So for wrinkles on the neck, we shouldn't massage upwards. Instead, you should take a lot of collagen cream or face oil and go in a side massage backwards like this, center to back, because the wrinkles cluster here and the skin becomes loose. Even if you don't have a double chin, you get an illusion of a double chin here, and that's what we're looking at tightening. Now, doing this only with hands is great when you're short on time or you are under 40. For anybody who's over 40, I like a little stronger correction. So tools like this come into being. This is so safe that whether it's your eye lines, your upper eyelid lines, your crow's feet lines or your neck lines, you can use this anywhere. This is a beginner friendly tool, and then the facial cupping comes into being, which is great for tightening the loose skin and reducing the fine lines here as well.
Lovely. And a lot safer, as you've explained.
Yeah.
So you do this every day yourself?
Yes, absolutely.
And you, realistically, how much time does it take to start seeing results? You said someone saw it in 20 days.
So I like to claim that in 21 days or 3 weeks, you'll start seeing a positive change, about 15-20% on your face. And when you do the whole protocol for 3 months, by the end of the 3rd month, you will see a massive transformation.
There are a lot of people might tell you, oh no, it doesn't really work. What do you have to say to the naysayers,
Try it for yourself. It costs nothing. I put so much information for free out there, and you don't even have to buy my oil. Use the oil from your kitchen and try it out, and then wash your face after.
Yeah. Can't harm you.
Can't harm you, right? And I'm pretty sure I've converted so many non-believers into believers that the change is going to happen.
That's amazing. And you've also had Bollywood clients like Alia Bhatt and Malaika and all. So I want to just briefly talk about that. So you basically help them get a chiseled face or, structure their face through face yoga. Is that what you?
That's correct. So, like Malaika is, and before someone else says this, they actually purchase these tools off the website. And it's brilliant to see that how they believe in the practice of face yoga, how these tools have really helped them. And because we as a company are also very progressive, our face yoga practices or our yoga practices are not stuck in time. We're moving every day with the best skincare, best combination. So we have, while they're doing the eye exercises, or Malaika's favorite balloon pose, which she goes around and posts all the time, the lymphatic drainage massage, the ear pumping that she's recently done in her video as well. She also combines this with our microcurrenting face massager with the instant filler eye patches, which also plump hollow under eyes or pre-shoot their brilliant. Namrata Soni, as a makeup artist, for all her celebrity clients, uses these face cups pre-makeup. So all of these celebrities are now using face cupping for a cleaner, lifted, flushed appearance before their shoots. And it also helps in, when the canvas is good, the makeup's going to look better.
That's great, Vibhuti, but let's face it, all of Bollywood we know, or at least, the whole world says this, that they do a lot of treatments.
Of course.
So it's not just face yoga or natural therapy that helps them achieve that perfect smile or that, no bags under the eyes.
Of course, no claim taken.
Yeah.
These are, At this point in time, they're supportive treatments. Both are working, especially for celebrities or influencers, and I do not mean to take any claim of any injectable that they are doing or not doing. I am no one to take that claim. But these are treatments that help regular girls like you and I, and maybe we don't want to spend lakhs and lakhs on injectables, and that's where a hand massage or a couple of hundreds and thousands here and there is helping people like us.
But you know, you'd be surprised that, I mean, I'm sure you know this, that even just regular people, I'm speaking to dermats, even regular, very regular working people who are not in the public eye are going out and getting a lot of treatments done. And you know, it's a personal choice. It's no one can comment. As long as they should be safe. That is the main thing. And definitely the exercises you've shown, they look amazing. And I'm
See, at the
definitely
end of
gonna
the
try
day,
them.
today, just in India, with the billion-sized population that we have, there'll be a minimum of 5 lakh dermats. Minimum, yeah? I did some digging. There are no more than 2,000 face yoga teachers in the world globally, of which 900 are certified by us. There are no more than 5 face yoga teacher training institutes in the world. Yeah?
Okay.
So now imagine 2,000 people trying to promote a practice, which just in India over 5 lakh. It's going to take time. We're building it step by step. We're rebels with a cause, and give us our time to shine, and we shall.
Can we end with one simple exercise? You know, that let's say people don't have the time to do an entire routine of your Vibhuti massage and this, that, the other, lymphatic drainage. What is the one exercise you would advise people to do if they had to choose one every day?
I think everybody knows their vowels, right? A, E, I, O, U. Take your hands, take some oil, push this skin back, place your thumb in a way that it is placed at the nape of your neck where your earlobe is. So this is your maximum stress storage point. Lift your cheeks up, yeah? And now protruding your jaw outwards, go say A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. Open your eyes wide and raise your eyebrows simultaneously. So A, E, I, O, U. Do this about 5 times. You've done a full face workout. You want to add the neck. Look up and repeat it. Your neck muscles are engaged and you're sorted.
Amazing. So that's one exercise that you can do if you just want to limit it to one. Thanks so much for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.